Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I wanted to do a first impression on a few Maybelline products that I got courtesy of Influenster. These are the first products from Influenster that I have gotten that fall into the category of makeup. So I wanted to give them a try here on my channel. Before we get to the video, however, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I make new videos every week. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the video. I'm gonna start by doing my brows. I am going to use the Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer. This is in the shade Deep Brown 315. And on one side here we have a kind of rounded spoolie, which I find a little bit interesting. And then we have a kind of triangle shaped pencil, which I'm assuming is supposed to facilitate the application process. I have tried this before and it gave me a little bit of a bolder brow. I did, however, just try it once to kind of see what kind of brow I would get. But otherwise, we're gonna give this a go. Cool. So far, easy to use, of course. The pencil is a little bit creamier than I like, but so far I like what I have going. I do love and I do appreciate a bold brow. And the spoolie isn't bad either. What do you guys think? I think I like it. And it's a great match too, as far as, you know, my hair. So I'll go ahead and start the other brow here. Hopefully this one comes out about the same. He's gonna start snoring in a minute. He's so cute. Brows are definitely bold, but that's because I have nothing else on my face just yet. Typically, this is how I do my makeup. I will do foundation, brows, and then I'll go in and do bronzer and blush. So I will go ahead and do that, and then I will come back. So I just applied highlighter all over the face, and I just realized that I wasn't recording. But we're gonna dip into the Maybelline Total Temptation Shadow and Highlighting Palette. I did into the golden shade here, and that is what I applied on my cheekbones. I will apply more just because I can, and it is just makeup, but that is the highlighter for you. I think it's beautiful. It is not too chunky, it is not glittery or chalky whatsoever. But yeah, I have a little bit of texture here, a little bit of a breakout here, and some texture happening along here. But that is just because I haven't been really feeling all that well, having some stomach issues. What else am I suffering from? Migraines. So we're doing a little bit of a detox cleanse. We typically do one at the beginning of the year, just to kind of restart and recharge the body. So today is day 2. Had a major migraine last night, but even before then I wasn't feeling all that well, so it's just really nice to kind of put some makeup on, you know. Sometimes when you are feeling down in the dumps, makeup is the last thing you think about, but sometimes it's really nice to put some makeup on. But anyway, here are the highlighters swatched. This is the golden shade, which is the shade that I used here. And this is a more lilac-y kind of rosy shade. This one definitely has more bits of glitter around it from what I can see in the reflection here. But this one is really nice. Applies really nicely. It's not as glittery as this guy. But this I would probably use maybe as an eyeshadow or as a highlight for like a nighttime fun look. It's not what we're using today. I just used the golden shade here. So now we're going to play with the shadows here. So I am going to stick to these here and then maybe visit this black shade if I feel like it, but I will do a swatch of all of these shades here for you. These are definitely a bit on the sheer side, not a lot of color payoff, to be honest. But this is the first shade, second, third, and fourth. First shade, second, third, and fourth. I'll swatch this side at the end of the toot. But let's begin. I definitely am going to be using a non-Maybelline product. This is the ColourPop Yes Please palette, and I am going to dip into the shade right here, as in all over or brow bone. But I am going to go into this third shade right here, and I am going to work that into the crease. I'm going to be using the Sigma Blending E25 brush for that. Alrighty, so having worked with that third color, I feel like so far the shadow is easy to blend. You can do a light wash of color or build up the shade up to whatever you would like. But next, I am going to go in with the fourth shade here in this palette, and I am going to be using a Morphe M433 brush for that. I am going to focus that shade primarily on the lower crease. They aren't quite powdery, so I want to start off slow and kind of build up on the intensity of the shade. I am going to bring that shade close to the lash line here and just kind of diffuse that into the center of the eyelid space. So we'll do the same on this eye. Work it into the crease and then kind of diffuse it into the lash line, and then work that into the center. Diffuse it into the center of the eye. I think I've done that in my past tutorials. Sorry. That's something I really like to do, especially because from the swatching, it looked like the shades are pretty darn sheer. So now I am going to be using a eyeshadow brush by Sigma, and I am going to use this shade, and I'm going to apply that to the inner eyelid space. See how this goes. So yeah, pretty sheer. I think I'm just used to these ColourPop shades. Bring some more of that fourth shade. Add a little bit of dimension there. The shimmer shade is not my favorite shade. So we'll do the other eye now. Just a little underwhelming. Let's do the lower lash line. I'm going to take the Morphe M431 and I'm going to see how powdery the shades have now become. I'm going to dip into this shade right here. Look at all that powder, look at all that powder, and work that into the lower lash line. I think this is my favorite shade from the palette as far as the eyeshadows are concerned. Now I'm going to, with the same brush, dip into shade number 4 here, which is the darker of the browns. This may be my second favorite eyeshadow from the palette. Focus that primarily on the outer lower lash line. I am going to work some of that champagne shadow into the inner corner. I'm gonna use the inner corner shader by Sigma. I'm gonna diffuse that into the rest of the lower lash line. So that is what I have as far as the eye. So for the next portion of this first impressions kind of toot, I am going to test out the Total Temptation mascara, which looks like this. I really like the way this smells. It's got a moussey kind of texture to it. and it smells kind of like marshmallow or coconut. But this is what the wand looks like, and I think this is one of my favorite ones as well. It really like fluffy, kind of natural bristles on a mascara wand. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna first curl my lashes. Alrighty, so let's do a lash comparison. You can definitely tell I have something on my lashes, and I really like how my lower lashes look, and holy cow, do my eyes look like yellow and red and what? But my lashes don't really like to hold a curl. Usually I feel like with a Tarteist mascara, my lashes held the curl a lot better. This one, they just kind of seem to be going flat right now. There's definitely some lengthening and volume, but that's about it. Let's try the other side now. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with the final thoughts on the brow pencil. I think this may be my favorite of the products that I tested today. The Total Temptation Brow Definer. I have the shade 315, and this is supposed to fill in and shape the brows. It is got the teardrop applicator, which is a first for Maybelline, that helps to define the eyebrows. So that is what the teardrop applicator is supposed to look like. And the Fluffy Brow Spoolie brush blends for a natural finish. This is kind of the first spoolie that I've used that is in this shape, and I feel like it worked nicely. As far as the match, the color match was no issues there. The texture, however, is a little bit creamier than I like my brow pencils to be. So if I'm in a hurry, this would probably not be something I would reach for. If I have plenty of time to work at a great brow, this is definitely something I will be reaching for. Or if I'm in the mood for a bold brow, something I would reach for. Probably my favorite of the three products. And the Total Temptation Brow Definer, its price range is from $7.99 to $8.18 here. Now let's chat about the mascara. I like the mascara as well. I feel like for maybe everyday wear, this is great. If you like volume and you like separation, this is great. The price range for the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara is from $7.94 to $9.49. This is supposed to give you a bold lash. It's supposed to create volume, and it's supposed to soften and separate your lashes. It is also a creamy and whipped formula that is infused with coconut extract. I like the formula. I feel like you can tell that I have mascara on. Did my lash hold a curl? Not too much, but my lash doesn't typically hold a curl anyway. I really like the wand as well. This is my favorite kind of wand. As far as the eyeshadow palette, my favorite part of the palette is this portion here, which is part of the cheek highlighter in gold. And then my two favorite shadows, of course, are the two matte ones here, which I felt were easy to build. I feel like with someone with a deeper complexion, they may be too light. This is what the shadows look like from the warmer range, and I will do a swatch of the cooler range here. And the black here isn't like the blackest of the blacks. It's got some shimmer in there, believe it or not. So that's the black here, you guys. So this is the second shade from the bottom. This is their glittery shade, which is really pretty. Lots of glitter. Seems kind of chalky and powdery. And then this is their brow bone shade, which I feel like for me is too cool or too light, which is why in the tutorial I went in and used one by ColourPop. And yeah, you saw a swatch of the highlight in the video. I don't think I would wear this. But I feel like if you're on a budget and you have an appreciation for drugstore makeup, maybe this is something that you would love to add on to your collection. This ranges from $10 to $12. So, I mean, for a drugstore, I feel like this is good. Like if you know, need something and you're at the drugstore, you could pick this up. I feel like the warmer range is definitely my favorite, but the shimmer shades are too, there really isn't a lot of payoff there. Like they are like not even showing up or registering on my swatch here. These are my two favorites. And again, the cheek highlight is my favorite as well. I feel like that applied really nicely onto the cheekbone space and kind of, you know, everywhere else where I put a highlight on. But other than that, that is it. I feel like the shadows are wearing nicely and I was able to create a look. I will tell you that. I was able to create a look. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of first impressions video on the Maybelline Total Temptation range. I know there's more to this. I may actually, you know, after having experienced this cheek highlight, I may actually give more Maybelline highlighters a shot this year. I was definitely impressed by that. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, I look like a crazy woman.